Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Dani, and today it's time for May's m&ms TBR. If this is the first m&ms TBR that you're watching, this is a game that I play every month to decide which books I'm going to read the following month. So the game is very simple. I pick two m&ms for each book. The first arrow goes on the top, the second one goes on the side, and whatever prompt I get, I have to pick a book to fulfill that prompt on the following month. But before we go into May's TBR, let's see how I did in April. So these were some of the books that I had to read in April. The other ones are not here, I'll explain, but the first one is I Know You Know by Gillian Macmillan. This was for this prompt, which is the last one here, which is a book that I hauled in this period of time, and I did not read it. Then we have Everblaze, the third in the Keeper of the Lost City series, and this one was for 5-star prediction, I want to say, and I read it. And then we have Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This was not only the Discord pick for the month, but also my most anticipated book of the month. The prompt for this one was most recent purchase, I think, and I did not read it. But yeah, I started it. I'm on page like 90, but I just not in the mood to continue this book right now. So I'm not counting it as a DNF, because when I just completely give up on a book, I count it as a book read for the M&Ms. But this time I'm not going to count it. It's not read because I do want to finish it soon at some point. Then we have Edge Dancer again by Brandon Sanderson. This one I did read. This was Husband's Pick, and I actually read it in the end of March. And then we have The Last House on Needless Street, which was for 4+ word title, and I read it and I have no idea where I put the book, so I can't show it to you, but I read it. And then we also have At the End of Everything by Marieke Nijkamp, which was an arc that I got for the blue prompt, and I DNF'd it. So I read I don't know how much percent of it, like maybe 50% of it, and I was just not feeling it. But like I said, I gave up completely on the book. It was not for me, so I do count it as a book read for the M&Ms. Which means that I read 4 books from the 6 ones that I picked last month, which means that I'm going to put the prompt previous TBR on the board. So usually I put that prompt first on the board, but because I got the orange last time and this prompt just stays on the board forever, I don't replace it, that one is going to be when I do get a prompt that I have to replace. So it's going to be the first one on the board, but I don't have space for it yet. So in terms of plans for May, we have the Discord pick, which is Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. I will try to fit this here in some way. And I also want to loosely participate on the May the 4th Read With You Readathon, which was created by Break Even Books. I'm going to leave his channel in the description so you can check it out. It's a whole monthly long readathon inspired by Star Wars, and you have to pick a side, light side, dark side, or just the middle, neutral, something? I forgot the name. But you can see his video about everything. It's really cool, and after this video, I'm not going to show here, but I'm going to try to fit the books that I pick here in the readathon in some way. I also wanted to say before I start that I know that I'm very late with a lot of my wrap-ups and my gems game. I still want to do that. I'm very excited to continue that game, and I have a lot of other plans also for videos, but I'm just late with them. So thank you for being here for the M&Ms. I couldn't not do the M&Ms because they help me a lot just to pick what I want to read in the month. They give me options so I can pick something. So I still wanted to do the M&Ms first before everything else, but I have a huge haul that I have to film still. I have to finish organizing my bookshelf so I can do some sort of tour or something like that. I have to also film the video that I mentioned a long time ago that I want to show you all the books that I have not read that are on my shelves. So there's a lot that I have planned, but for now we're just going to do the M&Ms because that's the one that I'm always more excited to film, and I know that it's the one that you're more excited to watch as well. So let's start. And now we can open the M&Ms. So the first M&M for the first book is orange. The second M&M for the first book is yellow. I was gonna say orange again, no, yellow. Oh no. So the prompt that I got was low rating, which is one of the prompts that I put on the board because of how many books I read on the month before this one. You know what I mean. Anyway, I have to pick a book that has a low rating. So what I'm gonna do for this, what I usually do, I'm going to go on Goodreads, sort my own TBR by lowest rating, and pick one of the 5 books on the top, or one of the 10 books on the top. I've tried with 5, and the book has to have at least 100 ratings. I'm just gonna say that because there are some books that have 2-3 ratings, and I don't think they would count for lowest rating. So like the 5 books that have at least 100 ratings in the lowest rated options. And I'll try to record this. Okay, I think it's recording. I'm going to go on my books on TBR, sort by average rating. And there we go. Okay, so the first one has 2 ratings, that's what I meant. The second one is The Last House on Needless Street. Why didn't I finished it? I don't know why it's not rated. So this doesn't count either. So we have Catherine House, Good Rich People, This Might Hurt, Star Daughter, and I Know You Know, which I was just on my other TBR. Okay, I'm going to pick Catherine House. It's the lowest rated book in all the categories that I set for this. This is interesting. Okay, so the first book on my TBR for May is Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. I understand why this has such a low rating. I guess the feelings towards this book are very mixed. Some people love it. Most people really just don't get it. So I'll see where I fall in this. I don't know. I think I'm going to fall in the people that don't get it, honestly, but I am excited. I want to see why this is so mixed reviewed. So what do I know about this book? There's a house. So Catherine House is a school of higher learning like no other. Hidden deep in the woods of rural Pennsylvania, this crucible of reformist liberal arts study has produced some of the world's best minds. La la la, whatever. Among this year's incoming class is Ines, who expects to trade her blurry teenage nights of parties, pills, girlfriends, and dangerous men for rigorous intellectual discipline, only to discover an environment of sanctioned revelry. Okay, I don't want to read more. This is it. Catherine House is on my TBR. So to replace this prompt, we're going to go with previous TBR because that's the one that I got from the amount of books that I read last month. I'm still very surprised that Catherine House was the lowest rated book. Okay, the first M&M for the second book is blue. The second M&M for the second book is red. The second prompt is element. So this means that I have to pick a book that has some sort of element in the cover or the title. Anything like fire, water, air, just like normal things, or I will count like steel, iron, anything like that as well, just to give me more options, but I have no idea what I'm going to pick. Let me look around. Okay, so the book that I picked for this one, I was between this one and Iron Widow, which maybe I'll switch in the middle of the month. We'll see. But the one that I am in the mood right now, if I was going to pick one to read right now, is Girl in Ice by Erica Ferencik. This is a thriller about a woman who goes to the Arctic Circle. She's a linguist, and she is struggling to understand the apparent suicide of her twin brother, and she goes to the Arctic to try to communicate with a young girl who has thawed from the ice alive. So this sounds really interesting, and I'm really curious to see how the linguist thing happens here. This is very cool. It reminds me, just like all the time that has a linguist person in the book, it makes me think of Arrival. But of course, this is not an alien, it's just a girl who was thawed alive from the ice. So we'll see. I have no idea what to expect from this book, but it sounds really cool, and I'm really excited to read it. So let's replace that prompt. This one, TBR card. So if this one comes up, I have to pick a book that is on my card. The first M&M for the third book is green. The second M&M for the third book is brown. I think we got all the colors. That's so cool. Okay. Standalone. So I have to pick a book that is not part of a series. Should be easy. Okay, so for standalone, I'm going to pick one that I've been dying to read for a long time, and it is Ace of Spades by Farida Abiki Imig. And this is a thriller, I think? It is compared to Gossip Girl meets something, I forgot. But it sounds really interesting. So it says here that when two Niveau's private academy students, Devon and Chiamaka, are selected to be part of the elite school seniors prefects, it looks like their year is off to an amazing start. After all, not only does it look great on the college applications, whatever. Shortly after the announcement is made, though, someone who goes by Aces begins sending anonymous text messages to reveal secrets about the two of them that turn their lives upside down. I'm really excited. I've heard only amazing things about this book, so it's going on the TBR. Let's replace the prompt. Young adult. The first M&M for the fourth book is brown. The second M&M for the fourth book is blue. A to Z author. Why give me any power at all? Right? Okay, so for A to Z author, I have to randomize a letter from A to Z, and that letter has to be the first letter of the author's name or last name. So let's do this. Let me record the screen again. Okay, so we have the thing here to get a letter. This is the letter that comes in it, so it doesn't count. And this is X. Oh my god. Do I have any books? Let me check. Oh! Okay, I was looking at the Z on her last name here, and I thought, I didn't remember that her name actually starts with an X. So, yes, I'm reading Iron Widow by Ziran J. Zhao, and this is really cool. I said I was going to put it on instead of the other book, so it's here anyway now. This is a YA fantasy, sci-fi, everything at once that I'm going to try to read because it sounds very complex. So, the highest in Huaxia, the highest honor for a young girl is to be selected as a concubine pilot. Supporters paired up with male pilots to power up Chrysalises, the giant transforming mechas that humanity relies on to battle the massive aliens that lurk beyond the Great Wall. And then bad stuff happens. I'm really excited about this. It is Chinese inspired and with giant mecha robots. It sounds really cool. So this is going on the TBR. I was checking, but that's literally the only book that I have with an author that either the first name or last name, one of the names in the cover starts with an X. That's the only option, but it could have been much worse. I'm really excited to read that book. Okay, so let's replace the prompt. Oh my god, I can't pick any. Okay. Nature. So if this comes up, I have to pick a book that has some sort of nature in the cover, in the title. You get the idea. Okay, we're going to book number 5 now. The first M&M for the fifth book is green. Second M&M for the fifth book is brown. Again. Okay. And we got young adult, the prompt that I literally just put there. So let me pick something. I almost forgot that I had to put this book on the TBR, but for young adult, I'm putting Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. This is the Discord Buddy Read pick for May, so I'm really excited. This is the Outcrate cover edition, and it looks really pretty with black sprayed edges, and it has one of my favorite foiling in the hardcovers. It doesn't matter for this video. Okay, so this book, what it says here, it should have been the perfect summer. Sent to stay with her late mother's eccentric family in London, 16-year-old Joan is determined to enjoy herself. She loves her nerdy job at the historic Holland house, and when her super cute coworker Nick asks her on a date, it feels like everything is falling into place. Of course it isn't. Then a good Samaritan attempt gone wrong sends Joan spinning through time, and her life quickly begins to unravel. Her family isn't just eccentric, they're monsters with terrifying hidden powers, and Nick isn't just a cute boy, he's a legendary monster slayer who will do anything to bring them down. This sounds really cool, and at the same time that it's about monsters, it sounds like it's lighthearted because there's the romance between them in it. So I'm really curious to see how I feel about this book, but it's on the TBR. Let's replace the prompt. Oh my god, okay. Pretty cover. So now we're on the last book. So the first M&M for the last book is blue. The second M&M for the sixth and last book is blue again. Of course it is. Of course it is. So this means that I have to pick a book from my TBR bowl that I hold in this period. Here's the bowl. We have a lot of blues in here. Okay, let me grab this thing so I can unroll the paper. And it doesn't really matter. I don't even remember what's in here. Okay, this one. Oh, in my dreams I hold a knife. I already read this book, so this can go, and we can pick a new one. Oh, I lost something. Okay. This one is trying to open. So let's see what it is. Okay, The Appeal. This is a thriller. I have the art for it. I'll put an image here. I don't know much of the story, of the plot of the book, but I've heard that it's a book that gives you all the pieces so you can figure out the mystery, the result, the whatever, the end of the book, the plot on your own. It's like a detective thing, like you're being the detective as you're reading it. And I have the arc for it. It's already been released. I wanted to read this physically though. I didn't want to read it in ebook because I feel like the clues might be better, like if I want to go back and forth. I might be putting too much expectations on this book, honestly, but I am excited about it. So if I get through it this month, I might buy the paperback. I think it's out in paperback already. Let me check. It's out in hardcover, and the hardcover here, the US edition, is not pretty. The UK edition is so pretty, like the cover is really cool. So this is a hard decision. Let me know if you've read this book, if there's anything in it that would be better for me to read it physically instead of the ebook. If there's nothing, then I'll just go with the ebook. It's fine, I don't mind. But let me know if you've read it, what you think. Okay, so these are the books that are on my TBR for May. A lot of colors, I'm loving this, but also a lot of YA. I'll see how I feel about that when I get to these books. Maybe I should start with one and then put the adult books in the middle so I don't get tired of YA, which happens sometimes. And we have The Appeal, which is a little paper here. And this is a very exciting TBR. I really think I always say that, but I do really think that I can get through all of these books in the month of May. Let me know if you've read any of this and which ones you think I'm going to like, which ones you think you are more excited for me to read. There's also the 48-hour Bookoplathon happening in May, in one weekend of May that I forgot. I'm going to leave the link in the description as well so you can check it out. And I'm going to see what I could fit to read in 48 hours from this. I don't think I would read any of these books in a weekend, but we'll see. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye!